أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد ونفخ في الصور ذلك يوم الوعيد وجاءت كل نفس معها سائق وشهيد لقد كنت في غفلة من هذا فكشفنا عنك غطاءك فبصرك اليوم حديد. As we come towards the end of this month, it's important to remember that our entire life and all matters and all actions are evaluated by their endings. One of the greatest of the Prophet's companions when it came to his relationship with the Quran and his knowledge of the Quran was none other than Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma. And Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma used to travel frequently, especially between Mecca and Medina. And there's a lot that you can learn about a person based on how they are when they travel and who they are when they travel. When they're tired, when they're uncomfortable, when they're exhausted, when they're sweaty, that's when you really know what a person is. That's why often people mention the quotation of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, that you don't know somebody until you've done business with them, until you've lived with them, until you've traveled with them. And so Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, one of his students who used to travel with him, says, "Sahibtu Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma bayna Makkah wal Madinah." I used to accompany Abdullah ibn Abbas between Mecca and Medina. So somebody asked him, well, what was his relationship with the Quran like when he would be on this long journey that would take days, if not weeks? He said every time it would come to the night prayer, he would stop at a particular verse and he would pause on it for the entire night. Wow, one verse for the entire night. What is that verse? It's the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. One day the pangs of death will overtake you, and that is what you have been trying to avoid. This verse would shake him, and he would often spend time at night reflecting on this verse. It's interesting that when we look at the self-development books that exist in the world today, the books that try and pick out the patterns in behavior of the outliers, the successful, the special people, the exceptional performers. There's so many character traits that they have: great negotiation, public speaking skills, management, emotional intelligence, and there's so many traits that we observe. But when we look at the Prophet's companions and we look at the great prophets of the past, one of the recurring themes in people that made a significant dent and impact on this earth is that there were people who frequently remembered the end. And Abdullah ibn Abbas was moved by this verse in the Quran because it was a stark reminder that the pangs of death will one day come, and it will cause us to sit back and question, how did I spend my waking hours? The people who are most successful and accomplished in this world are the people who are most in tune with the reality of their mortality and the fact that the end could come at any time. And so they spend every wakeful moment living and present as though it may be their last. Often you and I, we are distracted, we are pulled away, we are not present because we are constantly thinking of the future or worrying about the past. But what grounded men like Abdullah ibn Abbas in the present is this feeling, this verse, this Quranic theme and emblem that be ever present and be ever worshipful, because at any moment you can be in the grip of death. It comes with no warning. It comes with no appointment. This very night, this very moment could be your last. When you look at the themes of the Quran, every page, every other page, there is a stark reminder that the end is near, and so we need to make the most of every waking breath. When you reflect on the Quran, reflect on the verses that remind you about the end, because through that, you will be truly moved by the Quran. I hope this series was beneficial for you, and I hope it showed you glimpses and moments from the greatest people to walk the face of this earth. And it exhibits that they were people who were truly and dearly moved by the Quran. It allowed them to embed it, embody it, and apply it in every single aspect of their life, from their marital life, to their family life, to their trade, to their leadership, to their behavior inside and outside the home. Their lives are molded and shaped by the Quran, and I hope yours and mine can be too. Jazakumullahu khairan for your time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.